Well, hello there, Trey. This is Stephanie Lemelin, and I just got your Cameo request. Some big questions in that one. I'll do my best to answer you, but you asked me how Artemis affected me as an actor and a person. And that question alone, I could talk about for 4 hours. But you have other questions, so let me see how I can wrap it up. First of all, I don't know if you know this, but when I got cast as Artemis in Young Justice, which was like 10 years ago, that was actually my first ever series as a voiceover actor. I'd been acting for many years and I had done quite a bit on camera, but I had never done a cartoon, and it was a big dream of mine. I had done just one job in a movie, and it was a small part in the Kung Fu Panda franchise. And this was just so exciting because as a person and as an actor, I got to be in a room full of legends, and I got to work every week with them, and I learned so much just being in their presence. So that was invaluable. But also I got to play a character that I just loved deeply. And I related to her on quite a few levels. I had my guard up quite a bit when I was younger. I moved around a lot, and I didn't have the easiest time in middle school and high school. And so I had trouble with who I felt like I could trust and be vulnerable around. And I know that Artemis feels those things in season 1 anyway. And she uses humor as a way to deflect. And she's actually very emotional, but she's, hides a lot of that and is tough on the surface and in real life. And that was something I just loved exploring. And as the show went on, one of the harder things for me was to actually play a superhero. I didn't really fully feel like I was a superhero, so that was something I had to learn. But I always draw inspiration from other great shows and also real superheroes in real life who, get through tough times with strength and are able to compartmentalize and then deal with that stuff later, which I think actually our healthcare heroes right now are doing more than we'll ever know, I guess. But anyway, without rambling too much, I hope that answers your question. And then you asked me what it was like to work with Kelly, who plays not only my mom on the series, but also my sister. And I've been working with her, obviously, for many years, and I just adore her. She's really cool. She's a really cool person, very talented, very funny, feisty, and a very giving actor. She's not selfish or stuck up in any way, and that was obviously really wonderful for me because we connected right away. And it means the world to me to have someone who looks at me and gives me eye contact and gives me that energetic exchange. And this past year, for everyone, we've had to record a lot more by ourselves in a booth and not with the group, and I've really missed those kinds of interactions. So gratefully, I have a relationship with Kelly outside of Young Justice, so I can just talk to her if I need to and text with her at night and about any questions, and that's always been a real gift. And one of the other questions you asked me was, what did I think of Artemis and Wally? Are you kidding? I love that relationship. I love how they spar emotionally and intellectually, and she doesn't take any of his bull, and she sees right through him. And he also gets her to, open up and not take everything so seriously. And he's the first one that she really feels, well, maybe that's not true, but he gets her to understand that she can trust again. And it's a very beautiful thing over time, and they really see each other for who they are, and they can count on each other, and they make each other laugh. And for me, that's one of the most important ingredients in all my relationships, but especially romantic ones, because obviously if you're going to be with someone 24/7, especially during lockdown, which we've been in last year, I'm grateful in my real life relationship that my husband still makes me laugh. And I think Artemis and Wally have that relationship for sure, which obviously it was devastating when I read the script that he was not going to be with us anymore. And I think that the writers have really portrayed her mourning and grief process so beautifully, and it was such a gift that we got picked up and could do more seasons and really explore that. Yeah. And I don't know if you followed Jason, the actor who plays Wally, and also Forager, on social media. He's not on that much, but when he is, we've done a couple live signings together on Instagram Live, and it's been such a joy. So hopefully you can find those on the internet. And then lastly, you asked me about how did it feel when Artemis kind of takes on the identity of Tigress. And I always looked at that kind of like when someone puts on their uniform and goes to work. And obviously for my character, that was really complicated when it first started because she was like undercover, and also had to work with people that were quote unquote the enemy, but also, you know, part of the enemy is her family, and it's just a really layered, incredible arc. And for me, voicing Tigress was being as in control and level as I possibly could, because Artemis in general is just, as you know, like really hot-headed and, you know, says what she's thinking and feeling and is emotional. And, you know, I think Tigress as a character, when she's at work, is much more calculated and keeps her feelings in check and is careful. And then obviously as the series progresses and I'm not undercover, and Tigress just becomes my superhero persona, there's still an element of kind of it's the grown-up version of her. And that's kind of like, I think in some ways in my life, going from being the kid in my family to now being a parent. So I hope that was a satisfactory answer. This is probably the longest cameo I've ever done. I think we're over 7 minutes. I hope that I can even upload this, but thank you for reaching out and chatting with me, and I hope you are healthy and happy, and I appreciate that you love this show as much as I do. Take care.